Hello everybody. I'm doing this quick video to remind everybody that we have a lot of animatronics for sale, and even though that's not what the topic of this video is going to be, it's actually going to be, see, that's for sale right there. That's for sale. The topic of this video is actually going to be, and by the way, those two brand new Poison Props animations, those are for sale back there. That clown's for sale right there. Even though I'm kind of walking around and looking at stuff that's for sale, somebody sent me a rather interesting email and asking me if I could talk about a certain subject. And the subject was queue lines and like how fast to pace people and put people in and things of this nature. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a major announcement that it's not 100%, but I'm going to put it out there and we're going to talk about it here in a second. And you see all these characters all for sale, and they're all brand new. That's the wonderful thing about it. They're all brand new. And for those who don't know, and we'll go outside. Now, some of this stuff has been sold. Not all of it. And I need everybody to contact Nick Palmer. So all this stuff here is for sale. And you can see all of it. This big clown. A lot of this stuff. So one thing that's been sold, because I got a deposit on it, is this big Scare Factory piece right here. This has been sold. However, I have this Scare Factory piece, that Scare Factory piece. I have all these animations here, okay? They're all for sale. And I have those big gigantic ones back here. And I'll walk back and we'll take a quick peek. So if you know Nick Palmer on Facebook, just reach out to him, or you can send me an email. And you would send me an email to, just send it to info@scarefest.com. Now I'm gonna be in Las Vegas for a few days this week. Then I'm coming back. And then, believe it or not, I'm turning right around and leaving again to Las Vegas. So these are for sale. These are brand new. They've never been used. We're going to be moving them. You can't hardly see them. It's really dark back here. This dark raven vine. But I'm going to go back inside and talk about this major award that came in the mail. It's a lamp. Fragile. Must be Italian. And this is that one animation I told you was made by Unit 70. It was like my favorite. It's really scary. It's a gingerbread man. So all of this stuff is for sale. So contact me at info@scarefest.com. Now, a couple people have asked if I'm interested in shipping. The answer is no. I am not interested in shipping. However, I have people who work for me that probably would be more than happy to deliver. If you're willing to pay them, they probably could deliver it. Now, what they probably also could do is they probably could deliver these things to you, and if things were coordinated, they could deliver, say, make 3 or 4 stops and drop things off. So if you're interested in that, we can definitely set that up. That would be an extra charge, of course. Now, I know Nick will deliver stuff. My son Riley will deliver stuff. And we have other people too that would deliver stuff. Now, someone told me to stop doing this. You know, it's like just the ADD, you know, you're always having to stay moving. So, It's like 2 in the morning. I've been working all day long here on Sunday because I got lots of stuff to do. I'll show you kind of what I'm working on. I'm trying to work on Creepy World. So I like to make the guys that work for me notes. So I had to go to Creepy World. I had to measure everything, which I did in the dark. And this is going to be a selfie museum, and this is going to be a new gift store along with a new retail store. So, well, a retail store and a food stand. We're going to do it out of containers. And so this is where you'll go into the selfie museum. You just kind of sort of make a U. And then I'm making some notes here about how they're going to exit, and we're going to destroy something there. And this is going to be our new haunt here. And then this is how we're going to do the alleyway. And see, I've written little notes and stuff. And, you know, that's how I do it. I know some people use SketchUp and things of this nature. It's actually much easier to do it this way because I literally measure it. This is graph paper, so then every square becomes 4 feet. And I really don't have time to sit there on SketchUp for, you know, multiple hours and do something. I want to like do it fast, do it quick. This is the fastest way. Not that I'm opposed to SketchUp, it just would slow me down. Okay, I think it's cooler, no doubt about it, but this works just as good right here on good old-fashioned graph paper. So our guys know exactly what to do. And, you know, here, let me show it to you this again. It sees like I've even drawn in a Q line here. Okay, it's going to be a very small one. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So if you're interested in all the props that we have for sale, just email me at info@scarefest.com. A lot of people have been reaching out to me on Facebook. I'm just telling you guys the truth on this one. When there's a haunt tour going on, I'm on it more because I'm posting updates and whatnot. But normally I don't really get on Facebook that much. I've been paying a lot of attention to the Hauntworld Facebook Fright Forum. And I've been on there, and I'm on there, but I'm not like reading everything, okay? I might go in there just to post something. So there's a difference between somebody who's like scrolling through everything and somebody who's just posting. And last year, I didn't post on my own Facebook page from Transworld to the end of the summer. So like I'd never posted on my own Facebook page for virtually like 5 months straight. Okay, so you'll literally see me go AWOL on Facebook, other than a little something here or there, you know, because I have Facebook pages. So like, to give you an example, today I logged on to Facebook to post the Grim Life Collective, who did a tour of the darkness, and they put that video online. So I went to all of our Facebook pages and I posted a link to it. And then, if you didn't notice, on Grim Life Collective's page, they also did a video of the Lamp Caverns, like underneath where the haunted house is. And so that video is like blowing up. I mean, it was only online for 10 hours and it was already at like 60,000 views. Now, I made a video of the Lamp Caverns as well. My video is going to be a little different than Grim Life's, but I will be posting that. And the difference between my video and theirs, and I just didn't get a chance to do it, but I'm going to go to the Lamp, their tomb, which is in a really famous cemetery. It's considered one of the 10 best cemeteries in the United States. And, you know, a lot of times when I talk about St. Louis, I always brag, okay, about the positives. Okay, you know, there's the positive, the negatives. We don't have a beach. Okay, that's number one. But I know the negatives, so I basically highlight the positives. And whenever you get on Google and you search top 10 cemeteries, literally, you could get a list of like people who've ranked them, and in almost every list will be a cemetery here in St. Louis that is considered one of the 10 coolest cemeteries to visit in the United States. It's like basically no matter what list you look at, it's almost always in their top 10, and that just happens to be where the Lemps are buried. They have a big family crypt there. The Anheuser-Busch, the founders of Anheuser-Busch have a crypt there as well. One of the Lewis and Clarks, and it might be the Clark, I don't know. He's buried there. There's a lot of Civil War people buried there, whatever. But the cemetery has a lot of massive crypts, and it's so gigantic that it's a tourist attraction that they hand out maps. Like when you show up, they'll give you a map and show you where everything's at. And then down the street from that cemetery is another cemetery called Calvary. And I believe that's where like Stan Musial is buried, and a whole bunch of famous people are buried in there. We're talking about famous for St. Louis. Calvary Cemetery is right down the street. So at Calvary Cemetery is where the priest who did the exorcism. So you know when you see the movie Exorcist and you see Max von Sydow, that guy that he was portraying is buried in the Calvary Cemetery, which is like literally right next door. And I'm going to be doing my own Exorcist video because it is in St. Louis, and because what we're trying to do with our Scarefest YouTube page is highlight scary stuff in St. Louis. So my Lemp video is going to include footage of the Lemp Crypt and the Lemp Mansion, and then it'll have like a promo for the Lemp Haunted House on the tail end. That's what I'm doing it for. And then my Exorcist video that I'm gonna make is gonna be the same thing, and it'll have like a promo for the haunted house. Is like, if you're wanting to get scared, you know, every Halloween. So that's what I'm doing, okay? So if you didn't see the last video that we made, we talked heavily about, you know, you engaging your customers year round with videos of you working at your shop, working to build your haunt. And by the way, why not do an Exorcist video if the Exorcist, the real Exorcist happened in your town, or, you know, other scary things. I mean, I think that's great. You're just staying in tune and trying to build your own following for people who like local scary stuff. So that's what we're going to try to do. And so we're going to try to make those videos. Now, with all that being said, we want to cover two things here today. Well, three. One, we have a lot of stuff for sale, so get in touch with us immediately because we want to sell it to you. Number two was our announcement. Now, I'm excited about this, and this idea just came to me like, you know, in a dream. But what we want to do, and we're putting it out there, for every scenic artist in the haunted house industry, we're going to have and by the way, I want to like temper this. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. I have to flush it out. Okay, I'm going to put it out there. And if I get 5 qualified scenic artist teams that want to compete, we will do this. Okay, so I'm announcing this now. Okay, and you're going to hear it first. Number one, we are going to try to do a tour of Creepy World. Okay, so as I'm building Creepy World this spring and summer, we've already started on it. Okay, but as we build it, we're going to think, can this be done? Because as I've explained to some people where they say we open Creepy World, here's the dilemma of opening Creepy World. Okay, you take the haunt down, right? You store stuff. Now, the haunt show's in the beginning of March or whenever it is next year, I don't know. So to get everything back out for one day only is a lot of work, and you'd be doing it in the freezing cold. That's the problem, okay? So there was days where it was below zero. We can't work on the haunted house outside in below zero temperatures. That's just not gonna happen. The good news is that St. Louis has plenty of days in the winter where you could work out there. But we have to close it in a way that would minimize the work done to reopen it. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to try. But I warn you now, the only way that I could open Creepy World is if I charged no less than $100 per person, and I would have to get at least 1,000 people to buy a ticket. I know that sounds like a lot. That's $100,000. I mean, for anybody who can't do math, okay? It would cost me at least that much to even come close to making it look like it could open, like if it were going to open during the season. Because Creepy World is an indoor and outdoor haunt, okay? So we can't go leaving a bunch of cool stuff sitting outside from all the way from October to March, okay? The stuff would get destroyed. This is a really hard thing to do. So number one, I have to know now, would anybody have a problem paying $100 to visit Creepy World? I got to know yes or no. So leave your comments and let me know if that sounds reasonable, because if it doesn't, I'm not even going to try it, because I can tell you right now, here's the other problem. As soon as the haunt show is over, I'd have to take all this stuff and put it away. I'm not going to leave it out from March to September. That's just, yeah. This is the dilemma, folks. This is the dilemma. So I would get it out. I would put it away to get it out, to put it away to get it out again. This is the dilemma. I can't do it for less than $100, and I need at least 1,000 people to buy a ticket. So I want to know your opinion. Would you be willing to do that? Okay? Because at the end of the day, that's about what it would cost me to do it. Okay? Every year I try to open Creepy World. It costs, a couple $100,000 to get it open again. So there you go. So let me know your thoughts and comments below. Now, the second major announcement is about darkness. Now, I started thinking about this as I was walking through the haunted house. Actually, it didn't come to me in a dream. I was walking through the haunted house, and I could point this out, and maybe I'll make another video where I talk just about this topic. And like, for example, where we put the flying rig, just as an example. So this was built many, many, many years ago, this scene, and the pipes on the side of the wall go all the way to the ground, and they just sit there. Now, we could take that room and we could make it look better. It's kind of like the Bionic Man. He's still half man, he's half robot, right? So we could leave a scene almost exactly the way it is, and then we could give a team of scenic artists. And by the way, you can use my CNC machines, and you would give me a list of all the materials you would need. I would have them sitting here, and any props or animations would be purchased, and they would already be here. And so what would happen from the time the darkness closes until the time the darkness reopens? You and your scenic artists, okay, so like let's say you're a team of 3 or 4, you would be given a scene in the darkness. We're not going to gut the scene. We are going to improve the scene. We're going to drastically improve the scene. Now, let me give you an example. When, not this last haunt tour, but the one before, we didn't totally gut the greenhouse. We just redid it. And a lot of people say, hey, that's our favorite scene in the darkness, is the greenhouse. Well, it was already a greenhouse. It was just gutted and redone. Some new props were ordered. Some stuff was made for it. It was reconfigured. There was a puppet in there. We took that out. We put a truck in there, and, a lot of props, obviously. And now the scene is great. So I can tell you that scene did not take quite that long to do. There was different people who worked on it at different times, but I think realistically, it could have been done in a week, probably. So your team would be given 7 to 10 days to work in the darkness. You could have anywhere from 3 to 4 people. I would pay, and this is just off the cuff, $12,500 per team to come here and do the work. And you could do it immediately after Halloween. You can do it and get it done before the Krampus, before we do our Krampus event. You can come right after the Krampus event and make sure it's done before the My Bloody Valentine. I just want anything that started to be done before My Bloody Valentine. And if you start something before Krampus, you get it done before Krampus, okay? 5 teams would be paid an equal amount of money, and you would come here and you would redo a scene. Now, I'm going to pick the scene, and I'm also going to tell you exactly what I would like to see changed, what I want to see different. I will come down on a daily basis and almost like if it was a reality show, and check it out, give you suggestions, make comments, and just let you keep working, okay? And so we're gonna take 5 scenes in the darkness and redo them. And getting back to this zombie scene with the flyer rig, that scene looks cool, but I mean, it was done, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago now. And literally a bunch of CNC work, some LEDs, some new paint, a few new props. Like, you know, there's some barrels between you and the animation that's in there. We could take that out. We could build something. It could be done in 7 to 10 days. If you had all the materials, you knew exactly what you were going to do, and the minute you got here, you hit the ground running, okay? So here's how it would work. I will be paying somebody to document and film you working on the scenes, and we would be uploading daily videos of showing, you know, the work being done. And then when it got towards the end, there would be like, we're about to turn it on and you're about to see all of the amazing lighting effects, because you're going to do tech too. Like, you're going to do the lighting, you're going to do all the scenic, you're going to do everything. And just as it's about to be turned on, it would say to be continued. And then the next group's videos will air. Kind of like UFC, whenever they're doing right before the fight, they upload about 5 videos. They upload about 5 videos in a row, you know, like getting ready for the UFC 300 or whatever, okay? So there would be about 4 or 5 videos for each group. We would upload it, and then there would be a to be continued. The to be continued would be, you would see the final product just as Transworld starts. And I would work with Transworld so everybody could see, everybody would have a chance to see the final product on video. And then the industry would vote on who is the best scenic team that worked on the darkness. And the winner would receive, and I'm just talking off the cuff, an additional $15,000. Second place would get like $7,500, and third place would get like $5,000. But either way, even if you don't win, you get a lot of exposure in the haunt industry. And, you know, with me working with you and the budgets that we would put towards everything and the tools that we have, like CNC machines and everything else, it's going to be fantastic. I don't care what group is picked. It's going to be fantastic, because I literally will accept nothing but to do things first class. So you would be working with me, okay? I would work with 5 different teams. I'll work with them all, individually, uniquely. I'm paying for all the materials, everything. You just show up with your tools and we'll go. So what I need from people who are interested in this is you would send me an email at info@scarefest.com. You would send me who's on your team, when do you think you could come. It would be somewhere between when Halloween ends and before My Bloody Valentine, which is the middle of February. Or worst case, I mean, I really don't want to do it this way, after My Bloody Valentine. There's not a lot of time between then and Transworld. But I mean, if you think you can get it done, we'll talk about it. But you would be giving no more than 7 to 10 days to get your scene done. We would videotape it and air it on the Hauntworld channel like a reality show. And it will showcase your talent. It will showcase rebuilding the darkness and making it a lot cooler. And one of the things I really want to focus on is like controlling the room. Like, in other words, like stuff happens in the room, like lightning or a lamp goes on and off and the lights come on and on, you know, just all of that, the sound, everything. And so you and I will work on that together, and you have 7 to 10 days to get it done. You'll just do one room. I'll pick the rooms for your team, and you can even come here anytime beforehand. You can measure things, you can get it all squared away. So nobody's doing it for free because I'm paying everybody and I'm paying for all the materials. What does everybody think about this idea? I think this would be the greatest thing that ever happened in the haunted house industry, because people could learn from what you do. They could learn from, you know, what we'll do together. And we're going to take something that looks good and just take it to another level. So I've already got kind of like the 5 scenes picked out. So what you need to do, if you're interested, you have to send me some photos of the ability of your crew. I will pick the 5 crews, and if I get 5 crews that I feel really good about, the competition's on. Now I can tell you already that one of the 5 slots is taken. Somebody has already applied and somebody's already been accepted. So there's 4 spots open. Are you interested in taking on this challenge? Let me know. And you can come anytime between now and Halloween. You can come anytime this summer. You can see the scenes. You can see it all. And this would be for the Darkness Haunt Tour 2025. So we would document every step. Now, the reason why I'm keeping it to 1 scene is because I believe that it could be done in 7 to 10 days. That's why it's going to be done this way. I'm very confident. And so anyway, I think this would be really exciting. I think it would be really awesome for the haunted house industry too. Okay. Now, I do want to say that's not the only things I'm going to be doing to the darkness. I also plan on, again, taking out TerraVisions and redoing that from scratch. So I would probably be doing that myself, depending on how many mini golf laser tag jobs I have. So all of this would be going on simultaneous. And then we would have a Darkness Haunt Tour. I can't say that we would open it with actors, but we would definitely do it behind the scenes. And then my special guests would be the team leaders of all of the teams that did the work. So people could ask them questions about the things that they did, and they would know how to answer those questions, or what questions to ask, because they watched the videos. So, bam. Who thinks they've got what it takes to come here to the darkness and work with me to build the coolest scenes the industry's ever seen? Basically, the budgets are wide open, because, I mean, I'm willing to spend whatever it takes to do it really nice. So what's going to win, in my opinion, is when we do the ceiling. We do wall to wall, ceiling to floor. That's what I think it's going to take to win. You got to do the carpentry. You've got to do the painting, the lighting, the programming. And then we'll have some animations that we can include, the props. And it's best to pick all of these people in the summer and know what scene you're going to do, so that everything can be ordered. I would literally order everything this summer to be delivered the beginning of the winter. So when you get here, we're ready to go. Now, somebody asked me a question that I'm going to try to answer right now. Throughput in a haunted house. Now, you know, when I make these videos, I make them when the battery goes dead, the video's over. And right now it's at 2 dots, which that means that the power is almost over. So I'm gonna try to answer this question, and I'm gonna put this camera, hold on. There we go. Now I need you to leave comments and tell me what you think of these ideas. I'm excited to know what you think. I'm excited to get all these props sold and get them out of here. So contact me. Now, with that being said, on the throughput, Now, I'm going to give you an example. When we did the haunted house tour, I knew that we would sell out, because we did. We sold over 800 tickets. I mean, we said we would only sell 800, but it ended up being like 890. It's only because at the very, very end, we let some people buy 9:45. Okay, it was about 80 people. It was already sold out. I can tell you, most people for next year, if we do a haunt tour, you need to buy them early because they're cheaper, number one, and number two, the early time slots sold out really fast. So but anyway, these people just kept pouring up to the window, and we kept saying, hey, you know, we don't have a box office open. So we just like opened it up for a handful of people to buy a ticket, and they had to go in after everyone else. So they had to be the last people to go in. But with that being said, I literally took the knowledge, knowing that we have 800 people, and we're going to be open from 7 to 9:30. You literally can use a calculator, and I will use one right now. And here it is. Here's my phone. Okay, so you're open for 2.5 hours, let's say. So you're going to take 800 people. You're going to divide that by 2.5. That's 320 people, essentially. And you divide that by 60, and it shows you 5.3. That means you need to send in 5.3 people every 60 seconds, and you can do 800. So that means if I had been open for, say, 6 hours, and I was going to do 1,600 people, I could still stick with the 5.3. I think it's really important to sell tickets online because it gives you a really good idea of where you're at for the night, and you know the percentages of people who buy at the box office now. And then most people, I mean, obviously they keep buying all the way up, but you get a really good idea. Hey, I think we're going to do 4,000 people. Okay, so it's really simple. If I thought I was going to do 4,000 people, and I'm going to be open from 6:30 to 11:30. That's 6:30 to 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. That's 5 hours. So you divide that by 5, you come out with 800, and you divide that by 60. 13 people need to go in every minute. So that means if you divide that by 2, you can send in 6 people, roughly 6 people every 30 seconds. I can tell you, in my opinion, that a calculator solves all problems. You literally can figure these things out with a calculator. I do think when it comes to throughput, it's very important that you try to open as early as possible. When you have an indoor haunt like the Darkness, you could open at 6 o'clock. If you could open at 6:15, you should. Here's the biggest problem that I think most haunts run into. When they first open and it's not super busy, they kind of like, you know, there's this theory that it's like somehow a benefit to have a line out front to make it look like stuff is going on. When I open my haunted houses, I run them through as fast when we open as we would if we got a 9 p.m. rush of people. Does this make sense? So, you've got to let them in as fast at 9 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, or whatever it is. And I don't advise anyone to open at 7 o'clock anymore. And it doesn't matter if it's completely dark or not. If it's kind of dark at 6:30, open at 6:30. So I think that's the key, is to open earlier than before and get a head start and get rolling and get way ahead of the crowd. I think that's very, very, very important. But you'll have a really good idea of how many people you're going to do. You could use a calculator. You can figure this out. It doesn't take rocket science. But the biggest thing of all is the goal should be that, you know, the busiest time is probably like 8:30 to 10. That when 8:30 comes around, you have no one in line. That should be your goal. Hey, you know, there is no line at 8:30. So it's going to start piling up. But that's okay. Don't panic. Okay, just keep at the same pace. Keep going. Keep going. And I also think it's very important that you build your haunted house in a way that it can handle the nonstop's onslaught. And that's where in the haunted house it comes into play that you build the scare boxes where the actors can move around, bounce from this scare, you know, from this side to this side to this side, and just keep going. And then you have a lot of air cannons, okay? Air cannons and things that make a lot of noise. They literally make a difference. But the biggest thing of all I think, especially when you're, pushing people through a little quicker than you would like to, I can tell you that the number one complaint is, hey, we got grouped up with other people, it wasn't scary. But if you don't do it, then the number one complaint was, oh, we waited for a long time and then the haunt wasn't that great. Okay, the longer they wait in line, the longer they get agitated. They're not going to be happy when they get in there because they felt like they waited too long. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So the best thing to do is to figure out a pace, open as soon as you can, and go at that pace hard right from the get-go all the way to the end of the night. That's how we do it here. That's how I advise you to do it. And it works. Now, I will tell you, I think the key to getting good ratings and reviews is that you have a lot of monsters out front. People have a lot of photo opportunities. People keep entertained in the queue line so they're not bored to death. And I think that really is very important. So, they're just always being entertained. So I actually feel like your icon actors out in the front of your haunt are actually, in many ways, the most important ones. I also think it's important that when they get out of the haunted house, there's more photo ops. There's more things to take pictures with. There's other things to do, like a big midway or whatever. And that's what we're doing here at Creepy World. We're going to build a monster selfie museum. We're going to have gigantic monsters. And before this video is over, I'll show you this big monster right here. This one, you can see this giant werewolf. That's a static, and this is a static. Now, of course, we have an animated one, but these are statics. These go out front. They go out front every single night. And why? Because people want to take pictures with them. They want to take pictures with your actors. They want to have those, they want to take videos. They want to see people getting scared. They literally like taking videos of that too, and then posting that on their own Instagram and Facebook. Give these people a lot of things to take pictures of that they don't normally see on a normal basis. That is how you get good reviews. But don't let people stagger around in your haunt, and don't be open till 2 in the morning. That's bad for your actors. That's bad for your customers. There's no need for it. At Creepy World, we did over 4,000 people in one night last year, and we closed at 11:30. We opened at 6:30. We closed at 11:30. Now, the last person went in at 11:30. That means we didn't actually come out until 12:30 because it takes about an hour to walk through Creepy World. But the last person went in at 11:30, and they came out around 12:30. So I'm not going to be open to 12:30 and stay there till 1:30. That's no good for anybody. So you guys have to get a handle on this, and you've got to think about how we can use a calculator, figure out the flow of the attraction, and then stick to it. All right, hopefully this answers your question. Keep your questions coming in the comments. This person actually didn't leave a comment. They sent me an email. So I responded to the email that, hey, I can make a video about that. And so I just did. Lastly, I want to say that I'm going to Las Vegas, and I will be making a video of the Amusement Expo, which everybody should go to, because if you want to expand or enhance your business, it's a great show to go to. It's like a miniature IAAPA. It focuses on family fun centers. At the same time as the Pizza Expo, which would greatly enhance your business because every kind of food vendor you can think of is there. And at the same time as the bar and nightclub show. Now, I've also been told, this is a secret, but I'm supposedly getting permission to do a behind the scenes tour of the awesome escape rooms that are there. The horror ones. So we'll see. But yeah, that is a rumor, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. But when I'm in Las Vegas, I'm going to start getting back to making videos like when I'm an opportunist. I'm in another city, and there's an attraction there. I want to like videotape it because I just want to. Instead of just taking tons of pictures, now I'm making a video. I upload it to the Hauntworld channel, and now I have it forever. So, although I've made a lot of how-to videos for you guys, and we'll make some more, especially as we continue to sell all these props. so we can make room for the new ones. But I'm going to spend a big part of the summer visiting haunts. Now, I will tell you that I'm going to visit Eloise. I'm supposed to visit Penthurst, Hush Haunted House, 13th Floor Denver. These are all on the list. And I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but I am going to be visiting more haunts, interviewing the owners. No, I'm going to be doing some Chicago ones. Basement of the Dead, I think, is one. And then I think we're going to try to do Massacre, but we'll see. So we are going to do some more of those videos. They're coming soon. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're like 50 people away from 12,000, but I think we deserve to be at 20,000. Why not? Just tell people to start subscribing to the channel. It would actually put a little boost in my stride to think, oh yeah, these videos matter to people. So please like and subscribe to the channel. I also want to tell you to subscribe or follow us on Instagram at Scarefest. We have a pretty big Instagram page and we're constantly uploading cool videos to the Instagram. So follow us at Scarefest and look for some really cool videos coming soon. And by the way, if you're trying to get an idea of what kind of videos you should make for your own YouTube page, follow our YouTube page. And I don't remember what it's called. I think it's Scariest Haunted Houses and St. I don't know. But you can just look up Scarefest STL or Scarefest St. Louis. Follow our local YouTube page for Scarefest, because we are going to be making a lot of videos to try to connect with our customers. And I don't care how many people view them, because we're also going to upload the same video to Facebook. Okay, so we'll upload it to Facebook. We can upload it to Instagram. We can upload it everywhere. So it's not just reserved for YouTube. All right. Well, thank you for another video. I'm off to Las Vegas. I got to go home. It's literally 3 in the morning and my plane leaves at 9 in the morning. I just don't sleep, right? Because I'm working for you guys and I just got lots of stuff to do. My LEMP video is coming soon. And also on the channel is a walkthrough of the LEMP Haunted House. So we'll see you on the other side.